Hey guys, Christinablackfeather here, and just thought I would talk while doing some playing. I have to work at 7 p.m., so I'm not streaming today or anything like that. Hopefully, I'm going to get back into it. But anyway, I just thought I would talk about influencers a bit and vegan influencers and stuff. So my opinions are probably not going to be extremely popular, but I have to get this stuff out of my head. So it, I had been watching like Shanny for Christ, and she's talking about Trisha Paytas, and she's talking about this Amelia Fart, I guess. I took a look at her and I started watching some of it and I'm like, what the dickens is this? It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Um, it's, I guess this must be the form of somebody's wrestling, maybe. I mean, they're just as real as the WWE is. As far as, you can't take it to be reality, you know. Um, they're making up stories. These gals are making up stories about themselves. And to try and think that any of that is real, I seriously have my doubts. Um, Now, one of the big messes that's been going on is with this one gal. I can't even remember her name. That's how into this I am. That she was selling this vegan lipstick, and everybody's in an uproar because she's saying she was developing it for 5 years and how great it was going to be. And the stuff has got little plastic balls in it that don't melt down. It had mold in it, shipped to the customers like that. People are having allergic reactions. There have been people that got cut up from using it. Um, there's fibers in it and everything else. And it's like her only big thing that made people want this was that she was an influencer. That's it. This was not a gal who displayed any sort of talents, nothing except marketing. That's all. And a lot of these people are this way, and this kind of stemmed from, Kim Kardashian becoming a thing and everything else. We have people that are impressed with influencers and with people who really don't have anything to seriously offer to the world except selling their own goods and selling themselves as a commodity. And that's all they're doing. There is no reality to any of it. What was that just flew by me? Oh, more of those scary, creepy butterfly things. Um, get in my camera. Come on. There you go. You turd. So, anyway, there's just, I don't see where they offer anything that's of any value. All they're doing is getting people to spend money. And oh my gosh, I have this person's product, or I have this and I have that, and look at how cool I am. It put your money into people that are worth something, I guess that's what it is. Otherwise, you have these big downfalls like this. Oh, geez. And it doesn't mean anything. You've just wasted your time, you've wasted your energy, you've wasted your cash. And that's all. And my other kind of gripe and rant, whatever, is about some of the things that I found with some of the vegan influencers, and this includes people like Freely, and for a while Chantal Marie was trying to be an influencer, and they get on this preachy stuff about their diets and about what other people should be eating, and really go off on what other people should be eating. The only problem with this that I see, uh, yeah, it would be nice in an ideal world if we didn't have to eat any sort of meat, or if we didn't have to deal with a huge population on this planet, if we didn't have to deal with corporations that were controlling the food supply. There's all these ifs, if. Um, Reality is another story. I had been out to my friend's farm yesterday, and got to meet the pigs, and was feeding pigs marshmallows, which was incredibly cute. I was having fun. Um, Also, got to pick up some eggs. Uh, Now, one of the big things that Freely likes to go off on is how eggs are chicken periods and stuff like that, and shouldn't be eating them because all they're doing is torturing these chickens and forcing them to lay eggs. And the chickens don't want to do that. They just want to go and be free and do all this stuff. Okay, his chickens are extremely free range. They have a shelter they go into at night when they want to. They eat whatever they want to, and it's not chickens, I should say, it's ducks and quail. They wander around. They enjoy themselves. Pardon me. Sorry, I sneezed. Um, but they also randomly lay eggs. He picks up eggs daily, and these eggs do not get fertilized. They are very much edible. So, are we looking at, should we be not eating them, or and letting them go to waste because they're not fertilized? They're just sitting there, not getting utilized by anything? Or do we just eat them? So, is the problem really veganism, or is it this wasteful culture that we tend to have where stuff gets tossed, stuff gets thrown away? We have a lot of our products coming from places like Guatemala, where um, the local people are farming and harvesting stuff to send to us, and they don't get to eat it themselves because it's out of their control. A lot of our produce comes from places like that, where the locals are not getting anything from it except a very, very minimal paycheck. And a lot of them are surviving on just ground corn and maybe some rice here and there, and that's it. And that's kind of wasteful. But what people like Freely and some others do not realize is that some of these animals uh, kind of really need to, I should say, problem should be the factory farming, the huge farms. But even then, what do we do with it? Because we have so many people that do not have food. What do we do? The bigger issue out of the whole thing is that we have a lot of food that goes to waste from grocery stores and things like that that gets tossed. Um, Restaurants, a lot of things get tossed. There's produce that gets thrown out because it's not the right shape. Um, there's all sorts of food to be had. And these people are griping about, are you eating from an animal, or are you eating something natural for our diet? Well, these foods are natural, but we're doing more harm by wasting everything that we're producing. And yeah, a lot of this stuff is in control from the corporations, and there's not a heck of a lot we can do about it unless we're doing our own gardens and growing our own stuff, which not everybody has the opportunity to do. So, is it really harmful if you're at a local farm and getting eggs from that local farm that that person's out collecting every morning? The eggs I got a dozen and a half that were laid that morning, and they would have just sat there because the ducks weren't in there laying on them or anything. They were off wandering around the yard doing other stuff and hadn't been in that enclosure all day. So those eggs wouldn't have been fertilized. They wouldn't have been hatched. Nothing. So I don't think veganism is a solution. It's not always the healthiest diet, and for it to be a healthy diet, you really, really, really have to deal with a lot of supplementation, and you have to worry about your macronutrients, about all of this stuff, when really maybe just having a diet with less processing in it might be more of a way to go. And that also includes shipping things from a closer location than from other countries as much. Trying to eat a bit more locally, that's going to cut down waste. And I mean, there's times that, yeah, you're going to want other things that are not local. I'm going to have taco salad this weekend. I'm getting an avocado to have with it, you know. But try to be more local about it. And that's going to make a bigger difference than not eating the cute, fluffy animals. Because that's what veganism is about. A lot of animals get injured in harvesting. The like the organic fertilizers for organic produce is cattle poo. They use cow dung for fertilizer. How is that vegan? You know, and this is no slam on those vegans that you know, are trying to not even harm plants, you know, to not kill plants, things like that. They have their own set of ethics, and there are people who are in it for religious reasons. I get that too. But to just be an influencer and be preachy about it and stuff, it just isn't, that's not the right approach to the whole thing. So, yeah, unpopular opinions. All right, well, I'm going to let this video go. It's warm out, and this headset is making me sweat. There we go. So, I'll talk to you guys later. You have a fantastic day. Blessed be everybody.